President of the United Ulama Council of South Africa, Moulana Abdul Khaliq Ibrahim, has written a letter of support to the South African government's referral of the State of Israel to the International Court of Justice. We welcome him to our program this morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Firstly, Moulana, I must apologize for the delays. And also the other day, we were going to interview you and something went a bit wrong here on our side. So we apologize for that, but we're very happy to have you on the program today because you speak on behalf of South African Muslims.
Sister, alhamdulillah, I am extremely grateful. Salam Media is a very important role player. And we have a full understanding that when we call upon Salam Media, they are more than willing and ready to play a very supportive media role in our outreaches, creating awareness, educational programs. So from time to time, glitches could happen, and yeah, it's all to be understood. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, we have an obligation to fulfill. So, of course, we are serving as a voice for the people of in South Africa and worldwide, inshallah. So, please, can you share with us what is the contents of your press statement?
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are well aware that the position that the South African government has taken is a very bold, a very courageous, and a determined position. And it is a position which, driven over a period of time and consistently doing so, you are aware also that, and as well as your listeners, that the United Ulama Council of South Africa is one of the organizations which met with the president of our country, as well as the leadership of the African National Congress. And at that particular meeting, once again, it was emphasized the position of the South African government. So when this particular petition was now lodged, it was our duty and responsibility to acknowledge the exceptional work that the South African government has undertaken, and at the same time also to place our support to the South African government. Our statement makes references to this refer of this particular matter to the International Court of Justice.
Mm-hmm. Now, I quote you in your press release where you're saying that central to the teachings of all religions, including Islam, is the sanctity of life and the imperative to protect the vulnerable in society, especially women and children. Our common faith teaches us that the loss of one innocent life is akin to the extermination of all humanity. It is very important that we note the universality of all religions in their, uniformity in terms of these teachings.
So, when we speak about human rights, when we speak about life, when we speak about the sanctity of life, when we speak about how we need to protect life, then our statement make references to this. When the West today have supported the Zionist apartheid Israeli state, it is standing with a state that is killing innocent people, violating the very fundamental and basic fundamental issue of life. And hence, in this particular regard, the massacres upon massacres that has taken place over the past 90 days, ya subhanallah, is undeniable. And therefore, the position that our government has taken, the boldness of our government to have referred this particular matter, the atrocities and the killing, the murder of the Palestinian people by the Zionist occupier, to have referred this to the International Court of Justice. It's a very important position, and
Mhm.
it deals with a matter pertaining to human life. About the
Mm.
sanctity of the life, the protection of the life, the protection of the innocent children, the innocent women, and their homes has been demolished. They have been uprooted. They have been made refugees. Despite the fact that they were refugees, they are being pushed and
Mm.
subjugated to this worst of atrocities that we have seen in recent years.
Right, and you've strongly appealed to the international community to recognize, address, and put an end to Israel's genocidal war with the urgency and seriousness that the matter demands. Have you communicated with other ulama councils globally?
That is a very important question, sister. In fact, when we met with His Excellency the President, we did say the Ulama Council of South Africa, being a national formation of ulama bodies, it would be important for us that we liaise with the African Union country, the African states. And many of these African countries has ulama formations, national formations, and we indicated our willingness and readiness to engage with these ulama fraternities. It's a matter that we have a few days at hand, and we hope, inshallah, to intensify this particular campaign, because we know it's a matter where we must rally the masses, we must rally countries, we must rally ulama formations, we must rally people to support the South African position and this particular referral. We are extremely grateful when we note that, alhamdulillah, Malaysia has taken a position,
Mhm.
Indonesia has taken a position, Oman and Qatar read in some of these particular reports. So these are heartwarming positions, but it is so little, much more are to be done. And your question is of relevance. It leaves us with the amana and responsibility to strongly engage, inshallah, Aziz.
Mhm. And you've also urged all faith-based organizations and societies to unequivocally support the South African government's bold and morally justified position. Are you hopeful that this will, reach out to where you need it to be?
Well, we start always in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we seek from Allah. Allah must purify our intentions, guide
Mm.
us in all of our affairs, and bring to fruition what we intend. So, on one hand, we have to really support, we have to mobilize our communities to stand strong and firm behind the South African position. And on the other hand, we have to make dua, and already there's a call by the Muslim Judicial Council. I heard Sheikh Ibrahim Gabriel has sent out a message to say it's a day for dua where we must be
Mhm.
able to mobilize. It is really
Correct.
heartwarming when we've received a dua or a message from one of the leading Indian scholars, Moulana
Mhm.
Sajjad Noormani, that who identified with the position that the South African government has taken, and complimenting the president and the country for the stance that we've taken, because it is a matter of haqq, it is a matter of truth, it is a
Mm.
matter of justice, it is a matter for freedom and liberation for an occupied people. It's a matter of calling against the murder, the genocide that is playing itself out. It is not a matter where we can be able to wanting to a point here and there. It's a matter where we must be
Correct.
serious, committed, and seek from Allah's help and guidance. So,
Ameen.
inshallah, we place our trust in Allah. It requires a lot of dua, and that would be our appeal on this Mubarak day of Yawm al-Jummah to all the listeners and viewers of Salam Media. Let us intensify and ask Allah, bring an end to this genocide, bring an end to this killing and the displacement of the Palestinian people. Oh Allah, relieve them of this particular suffering. And
Ameen.
inevitably, it goes around Al-Masjid al-Aqsa al-Mubarak. Allah must
Yes.
preserve and protect Al-Masjid al-Aqsa al-Mubarak.
Ameen. Ameen. And we will end this on that note, on a very high note, inshallah. May Allah accept our du'as and whatever efforts you and the organizations around the world are making to relieve the suffering of the people in Palestine. Jazakallah khair, Moulana Abdul Khaliq, for your time this morning.
Jazakumullah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That was the president of the United Ulama Council of South Africa. And since I did say that we are going to be speaking to Nouri Jetam, we lost her for a minute and she's back with us. So we're going to talk to her before we end the show for today.